Like shooting stars, 19 Empire ships streaked away from Altini. Despite suffering heavy casualties, the rebels did not pursue. Instead, they concealed themselves for another 20 hours, waiting until they were certain all Empire ships had vacated the war zone. After all, no Empire vessel could endure such heat for so long. On the 21st of November, 483 UC, the silence was broken by Heinessen, who sent a signal to Gwen.
How are you, Gwen? What's the situation on your side?
We only have 4 ships left. We suffered heavy losses. We lost 6 ships and a few thousand people. My ship was hit, and our solar shield was broken for a while. 30 men were burnt, including me. How about you, Ari?
Woo. Oh, you look like a mummy, Gwen. Just kidding. Are you okay? Seriously, we also suffer heavy casualties. My fleet lost 7 ships. My ship, Dagon, got hit too. Marcus is busy fixing the ship. We haven't audited our losses yet. Have you heard from Fazaketh?
How's your ship, Dagon? Do you need help from my side? We received a message from Fazaketh. The good news is, his fleet exited the orbit of Altini yesterday, heading towards the corridor exit. The bad news is, he lost 2 vessels in the first 24 hours. The people want you to return and lead before they agree to sail again. Right now, Fazaketh is sailing at a low speed of 100 kilometers per hour at the spearhead. He's looking forward to you leading us.
How's Dagon, Marcus? Can we set sail anytime? Gwen is wounded. We need to help Fazaketh immediately. We need to move quickly, as the Empire fleet may come back with reinforcements.
Dagon? Not looking good, Chief. I'm afraid we still need 1 or 2 days. The fusion engine got hit. We're losing power. We also need to fix our heat resistance. Right now, we're using the remaining energy to climb up 1 million kilometers first, and then we'll start sending robots to repair at that altitude.
Look, Gwen, I'm afraid I have no choice. Can you take the lead for the moment and help Fazaketh? Are your wounds manageable?
My left eye's retina is burnt. The military doctor said I can start seeing things in 3 days. I'm more worried about you. Do you need any assistance to fix Dagon? Is there anything you need from us?
Thanks, Gwen. Leave me some robots and supplies. You bring all the remaining warships with you. I am so worried about the Empire ships tailing the back of our core fleet. Their speed is fast. They can come back in as fast as 10 days.
If it's only 2 days, we can stay here and wait for you. Leaving you behind with a damaged ship is also dangerous, Ari.
No, Gwen. Take my lead. I'm sorry to say this, but it's an order. Remember the reason we left Altair 7? We are bringing the people to a land of autonomy, equality, and freedom. The people always come first. This separates us from Rudolf and his empire. Also, don't wait for me. Run at full speed. Dagon has a 0.6 C speed. Leave me a safe passage to track after my ship is fixed. Don't worry, I have Marcus here. We always work together in dark mines overnight back in Altair 7. I will see you at the Sagittarius Arm, my brother.
Sometimes a passive goodbye is better than leaving without a goodbye. 5 days after Rosenberg's fleet evacuated, Rosenberg himself was deeply injured, with his lungs shattered and bleeding profusely. He stayed in a coma and died peacefully on his flagship on the 25th of November. His remaining ships finally rejoined the forces with Ackermann 2 days later. Without a moment's delay, Ackermann sent the sorrowful message to Baron Tillman, who was on his way. On 30th November, Ackermann received the reply from Baron Tillman.
Ackermann, this is not true about Lucas. I need my revenge. I need to destroy all the rebels. These rats will regret they were ever born. I received a message from Odin. They said the Emperor has passed away. I have 2 weeks left to join forces with you. What should I do? They are ordering me to turn back.
Tillman brought the news about the death of Jericho I, who died on the 15th of September 483 UC. His grandson, 14-year-old Richard II, ascended to the throne. A power struggle has risen again in the Galactic Empire as powerful nobles support Julius to be emperor. Julius is the younger brother of the previous emperor, Augustus II. The Galactic Empire is on the brink of civil war. The commander of the Starfleet has ordered both Rosenberg and Tillman to retreat back to Odin, as the army supporting Richard II is in an inferior position.
Baron, I express my sorrow to you. My late lord, Lucas von Rosenberg, gave me the order to follow your lead before he passed away. Do you trust me and accept me as your loyal servant?
Yes, Ackerman. I trust you. Please tell me what to do. Without my uncle and Lucas, I just don't know. Please help me.
Please excuse me, but I need to say that you're in a very dangerous position, Baron. Our late Lord Rosenberg was trusted by Jericho the Great. Admiral Mullen, the commander of the Starfleet, admired our late lord and has also given you a promotion. There's no room for us to stay neutral in this civil war. We have to side with the legitimate heir of Jericho the Great, our new emperor, Richard II, and Admiral Mullen.
For sure, I will lay my loyalty to the new emperor, but why do you say I am in danger?
There are two reasons behind this. First, our late lord had no heir, no son. The bloodline of Rosenberg will end, and his wealth and domain will be seized by powerful lords. You are only a baron, my lord. There are thousands of barons within the empire. No one will pay attention if something goes wrong with you. Additionally, our late Lord Rosenberg was a trusted figure, and his alignment with Jericho the Great and Admiral Mullen has put us in a delicate situation. The powerful nobles supporting Julius could see you as a threat. If they win this civil war and Julius becomes king, our future can be foreseen.
You mean they will kill me? Please help me, Ackerman. I promise you that I will always listen to you.
Lord Tillman, I will ensure your safety, as this is a vow I made to Lord Rosenberg. Here's the plan. We have a legitimate order from the commander to retreat, and we can order our fleet to turn back. However, instead of heading back to Odin, we will turn back to the Shantau Star Zone.
Why Shantau Star Zone? That's the domain of Duke Falkenhayn. He is the Minister of Defense, one of the three heads. That's insane, Ackerman.
Duke Falkenhayn is the strongest lord supporting Julius. In order to win, his core fleet must have left Shantau and is marching to Odin. I have 30 ships, and combining your ships, we have 100 ships, my lord. It's not a strong force, but it's more than enough to sneak attack Shantau where all the guards are gone.
What makes me safe if I get Shantau? It's an act of treason.
We have a high chance of capturing Shantau, as Duke Falkenhayn does not expect someone to attack them from behind. Shantau is in the middle of Amritsar and Odin. We are safe to use our warp drive as we head back to the center of the universe in the opposite direction. We will arrive at Shantau by surprise in a few weeks. Once we capture Shantau, we cut the supply line of Julius and Duke Falkenhayn's fleet. By then, my lord, you need to ask Richard the Great to let you succeed the title of Duke of Rosenberg. With the title and our military merit, my lord, you can then ask for a chance to lead a fleet again to Iserlohn and seek revenge for our late lord.
History made its decision on November 30th, 483 UC. Tillman ordered Ackerman to join forces with him and retreat, not to Odin, but to Shantau. If the order given by Tillman to Ackerman was to pursue the rebels, history might have changed. On the same day, Gwen, with his 6 warships, caught up with Fazaketh's core fleet of 60 starships.
Acting Chief, we just lost 2 more vessels today. Colonel Fazaketh reported that as we get farther from Altany, the abnormal gravity field grows stronger. The 2 ships suddenly lost control and collided with each other.
Jessica, how far are we from the exit?
It's 1% of a light year, Acting Chief. Our morale is very low, and we need to find a way to motivate the people to have confidence let our ships sail faster. I'm worried that the Empire fleet can catch up with us very soon.
Acting Chief, we've already sent out unmanned scout ships with our sensors circling 10,000 light cubic seconds. Abnormal gravity is the hardest to detect as it shares no pattern.
Thanks, Fazaketh. Jessica made a point. We're running out of time. Let's do it this way. We'll divide the remaining 1% of a light year into 10 parts. Each time, I'll send 2 warships to sail at 0.4 C for each part, leading the way. Among the 6 warships, they will take turns leading. I will be on one of the warships. Fazaketh, lead our core ships and follow the leading warships.
It's too dangerous, Acting Chief.
I can do this, Acting Chief. You can stay behind, leading the core ship.
Fazaketh, Jessica, I am a soldier. I only know how to follow and give orders. And, please excuse me, this is an order. Jessica, have we received any news from Dagon? It's been another 3 days since I've heard from Ari.
We received a message from Dagon on November 27th. The message should have been sent out from Dagon on the 26th. Message as follows. Dagon resumed some of its power and climbed another 2 million kilometers from Altini. They successfully sent out robots and started repairing the ship's engine. They expect another 48 to 72 hours to finish the task and set sail to catch up with us. Acting Chief, I have already sent out unmanned ships, supplies, and robots to their coordinates to help them 2 days ago.
Thanks, Jessica. Please send 2 warships to our rear. We need to stay cautious of the Empire warships. If there's any news from Ari, let me know ASAP. Fazaketh, I will leave here for you. Tell the people that I am leading the way to boost their confidence, and that we will have Ari coming from behind. They are safe.
Yes,
Acting Chief.
The rebels, led by Gwen, are approaching their final push to the exit of the corridor. The remaining journey is still bumpy. On December 15th, 483 UC, Gwen lost 1 warship as its shield malfunctioned and was hit by high-speed particles. On December 20th, one of Fazaketh's vessels also had an engine problem and was abandoned. Finally, on January 3rd, 484 UC, the rebels exited the corridor. This marked the first time humans crossed from the Orion Arm to the Sagittarius Arm. January 3rd was commemorated as Sagittarius Day, a public holiday for the citizens of the Free Planet Alliance in remembrance of their founding fathers. For Gwen, however, this day held an additional significance.
Jessica, we've exited the corridor for a day already. Has there been any news about Ari? I'm growing concerned.
Acting Chief, the last message we received from Dagon was on December 1st. They said they were halfway through fixing the ship. We have heard no news since then. According to our latest images from Altini, as of December 20th, there are no Empire warships between Altini and the exit.
Fazaketh, please take the lead of the fleet as we have exited the corridor. Keep sailing and leave me your track. I will bring a few warships back to the corridor to look for Ari.
Acting Chief, please listen to me. We've only left the corridor for 1 day. The Empire ship can still catch us. We should sail faster to keep a distance from danger first. Chief Council has always said, distance is our friend to defend against the Empire army. Rhea and her team have found an asteroid cluster around 2% of a light year from here. I suggest we lead our fleet over there, settle for a short while, and look for supplies. We have been sailing for 2 years. The people need some rest. Once we reach the asteroid belt, we can decide our next move. 2% of a light year is a short distance, and we can still send out probes or ships back to look for Chief Council. The people need you to be here. We have already lost 5 vessels and 15 warships. You need to be here to stabilize their confidence.
Gwen is silent. He now understands the pain of Heinessen since the start of the Exodus. As a leader, you need to give up your own desires for the sake of the people. Gwen leads the Wanderers, not the rebels, and they keep sailing. On January 17th, 484 UC, they reach the targeted asteroid belt. Although it's a temporary home, the people enjoy stepping onto solid ground and looking at the stars. The day after they landed, Gwen led 3 warships and flew back to the corridor to look for Heinessen. Jessica and Rhea have been busy looking for supplies such as water, minerals, and resources that can be used by the population. They sent out telescopes to look for a nearby star zone to find a permanent habitat. Fazaketh and his team are busy re-engineering the warp drives they captured from the Empire warship. As the Wanderers have crossed the corridor, it is safer to sail towards the center of the Sagittarius arm using a warp drive. 3 months have passed, and Gwen returned to the asteroid belt. He found no sign of Dagon inside the corridor, and there were no Empire warships either. Jessica has found a planet, 420 light-years away from the asteroid belt. The planet has an atmosphere with either one side facing a red dwarf and the other in permanent darkness. On the border of the bright and dark sides, it's more habitable.
Jessica, 420 light-years is a long distance. You must have a plan in mind.
Acting Chief, after the conflict in the corridor, we have 328,400 people remaining. The journey to our new home will be divided into 3 stages. Fazaketh and his engineers will set sail next week to build the infrastructure on the planet. The second batch will include half of the population. Acting Chief, you will come last with our warships and the remaining population. You will need to stay here to ensure we are not tracked or followed by any Empire probes or ships.
We have 400,000 people from Altair 7. We have suffered huge losses and lost many friends. Your plan is well structured, and I have no objections. I can also stay to wait for Eri. Fazaketh, our warp drive is ready for this journey.
Acting Chief, we have equipped half of the ships with the warp drive. Our ships can now travel 1,000 light-years per year. It will take us 5 months to reach the designated planet. Our engineers will equip the remaining ships with the warp drives while you stay at this base.
Thank you. I hope Eri will be back by then and ready to take the lead when we are in our new home.
This time the senior leaders are silent. They understand it takes time and courage for humans to face reality. Time flies when we're busy. The majority of the Wanderers have settled in their new home. It's 4th March, 485 UC, and it's time for Gwen to set sail.
Acting Chief, the people has named our new home El Facel.
El Farcel. It's a good name. It symbolizes resilience and a fresh start. Time to leave. Right, Jessica?
Yes, it's time to leave the Star Zone, Dagon. The people have named this Star Zone Dagon, Acting Chief. The people also named 2 nearby Star Zone, Astarte and Tiamat. They seem to like Phoenicians' gods.
Some wounds remain in our hearts, but they still cause pain from time to time. After 40 months of drifting since leaving the abandoned planet Iserlohn, the Wanderers have settled in their new home, El Facil. An election was held on 1st May, 486 UC, and Gwen was elected as the Chief Counsel. 3 years later, on October 16th, 489 UC, a fleet of 300 Empire warships mustered at the entrance of the Iserlohn corridor. It was led by Tillman von Rosenberg, who, with the help of Ackermann, had won the Civil War in 484 UC against Julius and Falkenhayn. Tillman inherited the title of Duke and was gradually promoted to Major General.
My lord, 100 ships have entered the corridor for 3 days now. There's no sign of the rebels. We've lost 10 ships on our side due to the hazardous environment.
Order the ships to retreat from the corridor. Send more probes and scout ships inside the corridor. If we see no rebels in the next few days, let's retreat back to Odin.
Retreat, my lord? We have only been here for a week. Should we send small groups of ships to penetrate deeper or attempt to cross the corridor?
You see, Ackermann, we have scanned this piece of Amritsar thoroughly, and not even a tiny rat can hide. It's been 5 years. The rebels are either dead, or they are hiding within some corners of the corridor. We need to learn our lesson and admit that Lucas was not well prepared 5 years ago. The rebels know this area well. All we need to do is seal the entrance and ensure no more ships come out of the corridor.
My lord, if we find nothing, how do we report to the commander of the Starfleet?
The Emperor's influence is growing, and the conflict between the commander and the Emperor is escalating. I can be honest with you, Ackermann. I just want to stay away from the two of them and keep us neutral. That's the reason I proposed this expedition. It will also legitimize my claim to inherit Lucas's title. You are a major now, Ackermann, and we are still young. We cannot suffer losses in this meaningless search. We will continue sending probes into the corridor and map it thoroughly in preparation for our next campaign. I heard that the commander is very sick. If it takes us a year to retreat, chances are we may not see him again.
Ackerman looked at his lord. He noticed that his lord had transformed from a boy into an ambitious warlord, confident and determined. Ackerman nodded in agreement. On November 1st, 489 UC, the Empire fleet retreated. This created some turmoil for the Wanderers in El Facil. Gwen and his team had already ordered an evacuation, and it was only on February 10th, 490 UC, that Gwen received intelligence from his probe, confirming that the Empire fleet had retreated. The Wanderers settled down in El Facil, and 12 years passed. It is now the year 502 UC.
Jessica, what brings you here today?
How are your eyes, Chief Counsel?
Thanks. It's never really recovered since the war. Okay, spell it out. What do you want me to help you with today?
Chief, about our population. This is the figure from last year. We experienced a dramatic year-over-year drop. We now have fewer than 300,000 people.
Last year, our Minister of Health informed me that the problem may lie with El Facil. It is located at the upper edge of the galaxy, and there are mysterious factors affecting our reproduction.
It's been 17 years and we still cannot find a solution. We need to move, Chief. If we don't, we won't need to wait for the Empire Army to come. Our population will be down to 0 in a few decades.
Have we observed any new Empire activity at the corridor lately? It has been 12 years since we saw 100 Empire ships at the corridor.
There are more probes each year. I believe the Empire Army is trying to map the corridor thoroughly before their next action. We've run our statistics through the computer. 400 light-years is not a long distance. It will take at most a few decades for the Empire ships to find us again.
Jessica, I know you're spending quite a lot of money on studies of that planet 6,000 light-years away.
It's the 4th planet of the Ba'alat star zone, Chief. We discovered this planet in 487 UC. It is located in the stable and habitable zone of the Sagittarius Arm. Its star is a main sequence star. I have sent probes and robots to this planet. A month ago, our robots brought back samples to El Facil.
It's 6,000 light-years away. We have 300,000 people. Do you have a proposal?
Yes, Chief. Our ships will be equipped with warp drive, traveling at 1,200 light-years per year. We will first travel to Star Zone Doria and stop for 1 year, then proceed to Jameseed, Rantamario, Vermilion, and finally to Ba'alat. Each station will be a stop for 1 year, with the distance being roughly 1,200 light-years. We aim to send our first robo-engineer and ships in 3 years. They will handle terraforming and infrastructure for us. Our population will depart from El Facil no later than the year 512 UC, and we aim to reach the Ba'alat star zone by 525 UC.
Jessica, you are a true student of Ari. Distance is our shield against the Empire Army. You two are alike. If Ari were here, I think he would support your proposal.
And Chief, we are going to name the planet Heinessen.
Heinessen. Until this moment, Gwen could not hold back his tears. It's been 18 years and the wound has never truly healed.
I'm sorry, Chief. I'm so sorry.
Jessica, it's just the old wound in my eyes. My retina has been damaged since the war, and the doctor said I will eventually go blind. I am not running for Chief Counsel in April. I will endorse you, Jessica. Win the election and execute your plan. I will step down and do my best as a soldier.
On May 1st, 502 UC, Jessica Malik, who was still a kid waiting in line at the Icy Arc on Altair 7th, won the election for Chief Counsel. Over the next 10 years, the Wanderers followed Jessica's plan. Their ships, carrying 250,000 people, launched as scheduled on August 2nd, 512 UC. There were 5,000 elders, over 80 years old, who were reluctant to leave El Facil and preferred to remain on the ground. The Wanderers arrived at Doria in 514 UC, Jameseed in 517 UC, Rantamario in 520 UC, and Vermilion in 524 UC. These star zones were discovered by the Wanderers after crossing the Sagittarius Arm, and they named them after Phoenician gods. Some elders and volunteers chose to stay behind in each star zone due to age or family ties. Finally, on January 26, 527 UC, the Wanderers reached the 4th planet of the Ba'alat star zone. In total, 400,000 people had set off from Altair 7th in 473 UC, and after 54 years, only 160,000 people set foot on the northern hemisphere of the capital planet, Heinessen. From this day, the Free Planet Alliance was established. In honor of Ari Heinessen, the young man from Altair 7th who led his people to a promised land, a bronze statue was erected in the square at Heinessen Polis. Historians have no clue about Heinessen's death, including the how, when, and where. Did he die inside the corridor, or did he manage to exit it? Was he killed by the Empire army, or did the damaged ship Dagon kill him? Did he die in 483 UC or 484 UC? It remains a mystery. Nevertheless, in the hearts of the people of the Free Planet Alliance, he is remembered as our founding father. Freedom, democracy, equality, and autonomy. Gwen Kim Hao died in 538 UC, his eyes completely blinded in old age. He was reluctant to have artificial eyes, preferring to remain a true human and to keep his unhealed wounds. His legacy is also remembered alongside Heinessen's. O hail the Liberty Bell, true freedom for all men. As the song rang, the legend of Ari Heinessen ended. The legend stops here, but history has just flipped to a new page.
Admiral, I can smell brandy in your room. Have you been sneaking a drink? Why are you drinking while you're sick?
Hey Julian, I'm working on my history vlog. I can't be a soldier for my entire life, so I need to prepare for a career after my discharge.
Have you thought of how to deal with Artemis's necklace in orbit around Heinessen yet? Major General Schoenkopf said you are just lazing in your room doing nothing.
I am just about to speak with all of you about the story of Ari Heinessen at the bridge later.
Heinessen? What is it about our founding father, Admiral?
For this operation, we will learn from the story of our founding father, Heinessen. We will go to planet Siena Guillory, cutting out 12 pieces of 1 cubic kilometer of